Hey guys, thanks for joining. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes and let some late stragglers join us. Just hold fire. We'll give it just a couple of minutes and we'll start kind of at 3:35. Just to confirm for everyone, it will be recorded, so you'll get a follow-up email either tomorrow or early next week with the recording, so you can refer back to it. Ali, if you could just keep an eye on the people in the lobby and let people in as they jump on board, we can get started now. Hey guys, let's start. Thanks for joining. It's been a while since we've done this, as we've waited for the island to come back on board, and the reconstruction start, and the island come back together, start welcoming guests back to the island, welcome staff back to the island. What I'm going to do, I'll just open a PowerPoint presentation just to give you some ideas of kind of where we're at and some real data. All of the webinars we've done in the past has been about what's happened, going back to the storm, transition from the island vacations with Gulf Coast. So, and it's always been backwards looking, I think. But now we're actually starting to look forward, and we can see some real promise that's coming back to the island. And I've got some really positive news for you that I'll share towards the end of the presentation for everyone. But it's things that we're excited about, and it's exceeding even our wildest expectations. So to give everyone a quick rundown on what we're going to be covering, some introductions, the staffing update, community update, go through the re-onboarding process, the statement and portal reviews, and then some booking activity and big wins that we're seeing. So as a reminder for everyone that at Gulf Coast, we're 100% focused on team management, and we're a small company, and we try to blend the personal touch of a small company with the resources of a larger firm. Hopefully, our clients get the best of both worlds. And then our aim is to enhance the value of property ownership, the experience for everyone involved. And by that, I mean property owners, our clients, the customers and our guests, vendors, our staff. We want to improve and enhance that experience for everyone, and deliver real value to all the stakeholders that we work with. Then just following on from the newsletter we sent last week, as we bring the island back, and we're really focusing on the island in itself, Sanibel itself. Pleased to kind of reconfirm that Beth, who's joining us today, Beth is taking the lead as all our clients' account managers. All our clients' account manager on the island. She'll be performing different duties as we transition from getting the properties back on board to the rental aspect of it. There is a whole team behind her, including Paige and Samori. We've also got Wayne as a maintenance guy joining the team. In addition to that, there's accounting, there's sales, there's marketing. There's a whole team that work with the boots on the ground, the team that works out of Sanibel. But Beth will be your contact moving forward. So as the island gets back busy, as the phone, the phone calls increase and the volume of those calls and volumes of those emails and inquiries, Beth isn't going to be able to do everything at the moment. Between her, Beth, our sales team, they're handling a lot of sales calls, but we anticipate that volume to increase as we bring more properties back to the platform, back to the office. We start making them more profitable. So, and we don't necessarily want our owners to be going through the main line to get to Beth. What we want is you guys to have a direct line, kind of a hotline, if you like, to get to Beth. Otherwise, you can be caught up waiting behind a couple of guests who are calling, or you're being transferred to someone that you don't necessarily need to be speaking to, and that can lead to frustrations. So we want you to have a hotline, if you like, to Beth, and that's what this number is. So I'll follow up with an email with contact details. You have this as property owners, and this will go straight to Beth's desk, so you don't have to worry about a switchboard or anything like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, just to give you guys some clarity on what we've been doing behind the scenes. We're very involved with the local community. We're part of a local vacation rental management agreement. Vacation rental community that's made up of other property managers, other vacation rental companies on the island, and that's called Sanibel and Captiva Vacation Rental Managers Association. We've been a long-term member of that association for many years, and that's kept going whilst the island was recovering. We've been meeting weekly. At one point, all the meetings were being conducted out of our office, because our office was the only office left standing on the island that could actually house meetings. So we were hosting those meetings for other vacation rental companies, and with this information, we share information. We talk about potential bookings. We talk about the development that's going on within the communities. We meet with the associations. We get input from them, telling us where they're at in their rebuild process. So it's really us and Beth keeping our fingers on the pulse, making sure that we're not missing a step. And I'm just going to hand this over now to Beth real quickly to give everyone an update on where we are. And I've set it up into 4 different categories. But do you want to go ahead, Beth?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I just did a little synopsis. Some of it may even, need some more clarification that I'll get from you owners, because you guys are getting the direct information from the association and then passing it on to me. But just to give you where we're at with properties that actually have some rentals already, we have about 7 single family homes that we have had on the market. One of them since April of this past year. So those homes have had guests in from April, May, June. We've had a very healthy rental market in the single family homes. Loggerhead, they are doing wonderful. We've got 2 units already that we have guests coming in weekly, and 2 more that should be ready sometime in March, that those already have some rentals lined up to, as soon as they're ready, the guests are coming in. Golden Beach, that's a 4-unit complex on the beach. That unit, that complex is totally finished. And again, we've got people in there. They started in there, I want to say 3 weeks ago, and we literally have very few weeks left in that unit that we take care of, because that one books like crazy. Compass Point, we have 4 units there, and in all 4 units, we have guests there. And they're already booking for 2025 because they don't want to lose their spots for next year. And then we go to the next page. So now we get into the units, the complexes that are still working. Mariner Point, that's the one on the bay side, and that's going to be a ways away. The upper floor units, they're getting done. They're pretty much finished, but the ground floor units have not really even started. The associations is not going to open the complex for rentals until everything is done. The only kind of deviation from that rule is if, as a Mariner Point owner, if you want to rent your unit to another owner who needs to come there and take care of their place, they'll let that happen, but they're not going to open it for guests for a long while, probably not till the fall, if that. They don't even have a real time estimate on that. They do have 1 pool open, but the other amenities are not ready. Poinciana, we have 1 unit there. That's a nice small complex right on the beach. There's work going on there, and I'm pretty sure they're pretty close because the owner there is getting ready to come down. Point Santo, that's where we probably have our most of our inventory of rentals. They are getting white box ready in the upper floors. The lower floors, I think they're just getting that started. Paige has been working with a number of the unit owners doing FaceTime walkthroughs so they can see what they need to get going with regard to their interiors, flooring, cabinetry, that kind of thing. They are guessing somewhere towards the end of summer that they may let guests come, but the clubhouse, the pool, the amenities, they're not going to be finished. If guests come, it'll be to use the beach and the condo, but no other common elements. Sandpiper Beach, that one's getting white box. They're at white box stage now. The couple of owners that we have there, they're coming in the next week or so to start working on their interiors, getting their furnishings ordered, their appliances ordered, their cabinetry done. But the exterior is looking good. The landscaping's in. So that one's moving right along. Next is Island Beach Club, and we thought that they were going to be a little further out, but I think they might be coming on toward it sometime in the summer. Shari, who's the manager there at Island Beach Club, is going to come to our SC Burma meeting on March 12th and give us a progress report, because it sounds like they're getting along a little faster than we were thinking last time she came to see us at that meeting. So that may be a summer opening. Shell Island Beach Club, I spoke to the owner of the unit that we have there. She thinks May, on the outside, June, that her place will be ready for a rental guest coming in. Breakers West, that property, they're getting the landscape done. The upper units are getting done, but the ground floor units are not. And we're not even allowed on the property right now. They've got it pretty well fenced off. So Paige, who does the weekly inspections, hasn't been able to get on there. But, I think they're thinking sometime this summer that they will be able to get guests in. White Sands, they were a little delayed in getting started, but they did get their contractor signed up a couple of months ago. They've got the roof on. They are thinking that the interiors, the white box will be, maybe sometime the end of spring, spring, summer. They'll be doing their interiors, and then they're thinking they might be able to get guests in by Thanksgiving this year. Villa Sanibel, we have one real nice unit there. Then that unit is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's second floor unit, but it's the holdup is the beachfront building there. That one really got damaged, and the condo will not, the complex won't open until they have all of that ready. So building on the beach has to be done before we can get into Villa Sanibel. And then Seashells of Sanibel, we have a unit there, and they're still doing a lot of work there. The upper units, it's just 2 stories. The upper units, they think will have the white box by April, but the association contractors, they won't let anybody do any interior work on the upper units until the ground level units are ready or completed. So they don't expect that to even start with interiors until June. And then the contractor is going to be releasing their permits to do the interior work building by building, starting with building 6, working down to building 1. And so best case scenario, they were saying maybe guess by August. And okay, Sand Pebble, that unit is still under major construction. The upper units, they did the remediation and all, and they're looking good, but it's the ground level ones that are still just starting. And it's all fenced off. A lot of times we can't even get on property to do inspections. So I don't have a time frame for Sand Pebble. Same with Lighthouse. Lighthouse Point, ground levels were totally washed out, and we don't get over onto that property. We just aren't able to. So I don't have, and I haven't talked to the owner of our unit in a few months, so I don't know exactly a time frame on that. King's Crown, that unit, they're just now doing some drywall in there. So, the white box completion will be a little ways off, and I think we're thinking about the fall for guessing our King's Crown unit. Is there more? I can't remember if I went past that.
There you go. That's it. Yeah,
That
thanks
was
for that,
it.
Beth. Yeah,
You are
okay.
welcome.
Well, you can see, everyone, you can see that there is absolute progress being made with some associations. Some are faster than others, depending on the work that is required, or the cooperation of the board, or the ability of the contractors to get in there. So we're at completely different stages of the onboard the process. The way we want to move on now really is over the next month or so. Beth is going to be speaking to all of the owners. We'll have review calls to identify kind of where we are in the rebuild process. We need to kind of start re-onboarding the properties, getting them ready, lending what ability we have to assist. Sometimes I'm apologetic when it comes to kind of the way we are as a company. I understand Highlands Vacation was perhaps a small small family office that had been there for years, and I talk about the resources that we have now. We are always on the annual rental side of our business. We are always remodeling and rebuilding on behalf of people. We are what we perform rent readies. So if you imagine a long-term rental or an annual rental, when someone leaves, we have to bring that property back to rentable standards. Sometimes tenants have been in there for 5 years or 10 years, 15 years, and the property needs an update. And that update can be floors and paint. That update can be a new kitchen or a new bathroom, and our staff have the skill set to coordinate that work. So there is some similarities to what's going on here in terms of what work needs to be done, what coordination needs to be done. We do have the systems and the processes in place to assist our owners who live miles away, need some coordination, perhaps need some inspiration onto what's going to move the needle when it comes to kind of their rental property. On our website, we do have examples of properties and vacation rentals that we put back together after kind of fire and floods, or just general remodel and a refresh that we can refer our clients to. And these are the things that Beth is going to be talking to you about. We understand it's not going to be for everyone. We understand that some people will have varying degrees of input when it comes to how they want the re-onboarding process to go. What I want to make clear is we're here for you at whatever level that you need us. Now that the island is coming back together, now that the associations and communities are letting us into the properties, we are here to help you, and we want to be able to help you. You don't want you to think that you're in this alone and we're just a rental company. We're more than that for you, and we do have the ability to be more than that for you. Now, as you'll see, and as you'll see later on in this presentation, we are remarketing properties, and I think there's a misconception when it comes to when we start marketing is in this area here, when like we're getting it ready for guests, and that is a misconception. The booking window for vacation rentals is very long. It can, often it's 12 months, depending on the season. We're already taking bookings for 2025. So I don't want you as unit owners, as our clients, to believe that you have to wait until your property's finished before we start marketing again. We can start marketing kind of in your property at any level. Once we've got an idea, and it doesn't have to be a definite date, but once we have a ballpark date of when your property is going to be ready, whether that's 6 months out, 9 months out, 3 months out, whenever that is, we can then start marketing. What we don't want to do is start marketing just as your property becomes ready, because that way you will be missing out on potential business and renters that are looking at securing next winter, the peak periods. So part of Beth's review calls with you is going to be discussing when we start remarketing the property. And we've got all sorts of tools available to us. If your property isn't quite ready, but we've got one similar that is, then we can use those photographs. We can talk about this is an exact unit, but it's going to be one very similar. If we have renderings, we can use renderings. The island at the moment is in such demand that they're not looking for the color of your bedspread or the size of the dining room table. They're the last things from these people's minds. They just want to secure a spot on the island. So by making properties available at the moment, even though they're not finished and you wouldn't stay in it right now, we are capitalizing on the demand that we're seeing on the island. Now, to that end, I just want to go kind of over the management scope of what your management company does for you, what Gulf Coast and Island Vacations does for you. I don't know if it was really spelled out previously in some of the older agreements that we have and the legacy clients The new clients that have come on board, then they'll obviously be more kind of aware of it. But our management scope includes the marketing, which includes the photography, listing on the different channels, the revenue management, which will come into play just in a few minutes. Our guest services, the office itself, the Sanibel office is open, so will be open 6 days a week. But in addition to that, we have guest services available after 5 o'clock and all days over the weekends. It also includes your business licenses, the remittance of sales tax, the full trust accounting, 1099s, the housekeeping. You go on to do the post-stay condition reports. Some of you are benefiting from those and seeing those and hopefully seeing the value. The insurance, the guest pay, we will be including for moving forward. We don't want to nickel and dime our clients. There is income opportunities on the island that we're seeing. So we'll begin now including inspections of the AC filters and replacement of those AC filters, light bulbs, the smoke alarm batteries, TV batteries. You'll get the dedicated account manager, which is Beth. The periodic reviews will be responsible for the keys and key holder responsibilities. We'll coordinate work orders and vendor coordination, and of course pay your bills. So that's what we do as a management company for you. That's when the property's up and running, when there's guests in place. That's what we do for you. Now, I'm sure most of you are aware that there's different commission rates on the island. You have anywhere between 20 and 25%. What Island Vacations used to do was 20%. And what we want to do, we recognize you guys have been through pain. It's taken a lot to get the properties back up and running. You've been without income for 2 years. So we want to reset commission, and we want to use this opportunity to demonstrate value to you. So moving forward, what we'll be doing for the first 12 months, so the first 12 months of bookings, we're going to have a reset commission of 15%. So that's going to hopefully demonstrate to you our value, just convince you that we are where we are on the island for a reason, that we will generate results. Your properties will be in great condition. So that's what we're going to be offering our clients. So new clients coming on board, and then also the legacy clients from pre-storm will benefit from this re-entry fee, if you like. Hopefully, most of you now have got to see the new portal and are getting used to it. I know it's a little bit different from the old one, but you'll see on here, once you dive into the portal, you'll see you have different tabs. You'll see different tabs here, your future bookings, past bookings, statistics, etc. So it gives this new software that we're using, it gives you more insight into your property. You can see past bookings, you can see the revenue they've generated. You can see the statistics, you can see the prices, you can see where the bookings will come from. You'll see the channels where your properties are advertised and how they fit into this whole ecosystem. You'll be able to see your property, and you'll be able, rather than just going straight to your statements, you'll be able to quickly reference the charges that are on your account. There is the ability for you to go and download a PDF and look at a PDF. But then what we've also done is include in this quick reference tab, and then where you'll see the charges that have been applied. So if there's a maintenance issue, that's where you'll be able to refer to for a charge rather than having to download a statement. So the idea of this portal is to give you much more insight into the status of your property. You can always call up Beth. You can always, those questions will be answered. But if you can't sleep and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you need to review something, you've got the ability to go in and see kind of everything that's going on with your property. So really, this is the kind of thing I'm excited about. It's what I wish we were talking about for 2 years now. When we became involved with island vacations, it was because we saw the opportunity that there is on the island. Like you, that ambition was scuppered through the storm, and it's taken us a while to really get back there to where we want to be. I came in previously with promises of increasing rates, being more dialed into the dynamic pricing opportunities that are there, rather than the historic approach where rates are set at the beginning of the year and they pretty much remain that for the remainder of the year until they're reset again. We've taken this opportunity to again introduce the new software. Samori who whilst has been with the company for years, has really embraced the role of a revenue manager. He's taking classes, gone to conferences. I think he's increased his knowledge. It's exponentially since over the last 18 months to 2 years, and now he's a super valued member of our team and one of the most knowledgeable when it comes to setting rates. This is his job. He looks at rates the whole time, and now we're seeing how that is starting to come to fruition. So we've got some examples. We have a ton more, but these are ones that I just wanted to share. This is a single family home that we have on the island, and we've got some bookings. We've got historic bookings, and then we've got future bookings. And then you'll see year on year, we've got a 43% increase in revenue from 2022 to what we're booking now and moving into 2025. Lily Pad is another property of ours that's come back on board. And then you see the rates circled there. And then we're seeing a 33% increase on this for 2024. And that was kind of last minute marketing. And now moving forward, we're seeing same property, we're seeing a 46% increase on the 2022 rates. So we're starting to see a picture of where the rates were and what we're able to generate now. And that's a combination of demand on the island, us looking at the opportunities that are there. Some of these guests aren't new either. They're repeat guests who are familiar with us and understand that there is an increase required. People's insurance rates is going up. The association dues are going up, and part of our conversation with legacy guests is it just costs more to own a property on Sanibel now, and as a result, the costs to the guests are going to increase. So again, these are instances of how we're increasing rates, and it's as we flip through these, we'll see they're pretty consistent property to property. We're seeing 20 year on year increases, and topping out at 49-50% increases on these rentals. These are staggering. And when I talked about exceeding even our wildest expectations, this is what I mean. It's we know there's a huge demand for the properties on the island. So that's a quick overview of what we've done, where we see us taking the island, what our existing clients are experiencing with us, and the benefits of our resources and marketing techniques, the approach to rental rates. And we now want to kind of demonstrate to you our owners, how, what it means to be part of the Island Vacations family and Gulf Coast family. So with that said, I'll kind of open this up for questions, any concerns, comments that people have. Happy to answer what I can. Let me see if I can stop sharing. There you go. Okay. Does someone want to raise a hand, and we'll kind of, on the top of your screen, you'll see the ability to raise your hand, and if you raise your hand, we'll try and get to you and then answer any concerns and questions that you have for us. Got to be some people with some questions. Yeah.
Here's Lisa.
Hey, Lisa. Yeah.
Are you on mute?
All right, I'm unmuted.
There you go.
Technology. Remember when we used to sit around a table? Those were the good days. So you guys are in full control of our rental, but we didn't know if there was any way going forward, if we were going to be able to stop like short-term renters. We've just been like, whatever they want to come in and rent, they can rent. But we had just prior to the storm, we had just replaced our flooring, and the people that were in there prior to the storm damaged our new flooring, which is no big deal. We're going to fix it. It's all good. But my husband and I have just been talking like, can we go to 2 weeks or more? Is there something that we can change? Is it, I just don't know. Cause I just don't want the, people that are going to go party on the weekend and then leave, and then we're forced to clean and fix up more stuff. So.
Sure. And thanks for that, Lisa. I appreciate that's a good question. People come to us, or owners have that concern, and there is it may well be a belief founded in fact. I haven't seen that, but I know it is a concern that people coming in for, say, a weekend or a week are more they're harder on a unit than someone in there for a longer period. So I do understand exactly where you're coming from. It's the majority of units on the island, and Beth, you can correct me, I think, if I'm wrong, are kind of a week minimum in the condos. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there are some that you can rent for less, I believe, but mainly they're a week less. I don't know if there is much of a difference, Lisa, between someone in there for a week or 2 weeks. There is an argument sometimes if someone's in there for season, some of our other properties, that then there's no one in the property for 2 months from, say, the company, and then damage is being caused over a 2-month period. There's different schools of thought. One thing that we offer, Lisa, just to give you a little bit of peace of mind, hopefully, we don't take the traditional security deposit. In the last 5 to 10 years, the industry in general has moved towards a guest paid insurance, and that guest paid insurance covers up to $3,000 worth of damage. And we've been operating on that for about 4 or 5 years. Not only does it does pay out. It's not us self-insuring. We use a AAA rated insurance company for it, but it gives you more protection than the old security deposit of, say, $500 that would companies would typically take. So I can't speak about the damage that happened just before the storm. But moving forward, the way it works is every time a guest leaves, Paige at the moment, but as we get bigger, there'll be other staff performing these duties also, as other properties come back online. Paige will go into the property after the guest leaves and perform the property condition inspection, and that inspection is shared with you. It's done. Usually by the Monday, you'll be receiving that inspection with comments. And whenever there's an issue in the property, whether it be flooring, whether it be towels or bed linens, anything, then we'll be having those conversations with you. And insurance claims are filed, and it's a really good program. So it's totally up to you, kind of what you do as an owner. If you say, look, I only want 2 weeks minimums, then that's what we do. We work for you. But sometimes there's an alternative strategy to achieve the same goal. And what I don't want to do, and I don't want to restrict our owners' income potential, because essentially that's what you'll be doing by going from a 1 week minimum to a 2 week minimum. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, and I full-heartedly trust you guys that you're going to go in and everything's going to be taken care of. It's just, I'm sure everyone feels the same way. It's just like, we haven't been allowed to go back there. I haven't seen the condo for a year and a half, and I want to hug it, and I don't want anybody to hurt it. And that's where it's coming from. Like, I'm so scared that something's going to happen to it again. And, my husband has to remind me it's 4 walls and a floor. Just stop treating it like the 4th child. But I'm overprotective right now. And so you guys will have full control of it and do what you know best. So.
Yeah, I think, I think it's, sometimes there is, well, I'm same with my wife. To me, it's an investment, and then to my wife, she talks about, the same way you do. It's people have different attachments, and it's more than just 4 walls. There's memories, and everything that goes with it. So we absolutely understand it. It's our job is to minimize that risk, and one day I think we'll all get over this PTSD that we're suffering from at the moment, and we can get back to normal.
Yes, well, cheers to that. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, good question. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Lisa. Okay, who's next up?
Nobody?
Nobody? Okay, if I can't tease any questions, oh, here you go. I got Astrid. Yeah, go ahead, Astrid.
Are you on mute?
I'm on mute. I'm sorry.
There you
I
go.
was on mute. I'm sorry. So I'm watching you from Europe. Just to let you know, I didn't follow all the presentation. Just wanted to know, when do you send like all the costs, like housekeeping and the marketing? You talked about all our revenues. Just to know, do you send like every month or every 3 months or whatever? What's the cost of all the week for one guest? So that's my first question. And second question, so I'm owner of Golden Beach, and as you know, the condo is all ready, but not the deck, the beach, and not everything. Do you think you will have revenue? Do you think you will have raise maybe the cost of the renters or not? because the beach coming back, the deck will be better, whatever. So that's my second question. If the property is better in 2025, I would say. Thank you.
Great question, Astrid. Where were you on the presentation? When did you join the presentation? At what point?
I would say 15 minutes at the end. So I'm not sure about just the just to know when you send like to the owners the cost, I would say, of the housekeeping, whatever, the marketing. Fran was doing that. That's it. How she was doing that before. So it's just a question.
Okay. So you get, and we'll follow up after this to make sure you're receiving them, Astrid. But you'll get monthly statements, or everyone receives monthly statements. And in that statement, let me again share my screen with you. And I just want to see if you're receiving these. Let me see. Here you go. So does this look familiar to you, Astrid?
Okay, now I haven't seen. Okay, oh, not really, but now yes. Okay.
Okay. So you'll receive this statement monthly, on or around the 10th of the month, and it will have all of the information for the previous month. It will have the balance where the property was at, your balance, any booking revenue, our management fee, the commission that we charged, maintenance expenses, and then it'll give you details of the bookings and what each booking yielded you, and then again the details of the maintenance issues that and the associated charge.
So,
and you'll
okay. So just a question: you send it by mail, or do we have to go in your thing?
Portal.
Yeah.
In the portal.
Yeah.
Oh,
you'll
so
be
you don't
notified.
send it by email. You don't send it by email.
No.
Like
So we do.
Oh.
We do email you notifying you. The idea is we want people to use we want people to get familiar with using the portal, where they can.
Okay, because mine is always going in my spam. That's what. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I'm not looking at every time. I'm not sure if others is the same thing, but mine is really a lot of the time it's a Hotmail. So maybe because it's Hotmail, I don't know, but it's going a lot in my spam, so I don't see it actually. That's why.
Okay. Well, the beauty of a portal is it's not necessarily reliant on the email coming to you. We will send you an email every month letting you know that the statements are complete for the year. We've closed the month out.
Okay.
But you as an owner at any time can go into your portal and see the activities in real time. So that's what we really want our clients to do, so that you get the benefit of the investment in the software that we've made. So it rather than looking at it completely in the rear window, you're able to look at it and see things that have happened in the past, things that are happening currently, and also things that we've got coming up in the future for your future revenue. So even if you need to set a reminder for yourself that on the 10th of each month to go into the portal, you can do it that way. But we do email you and to let you know that the previous month statements have been closed out.
Okay, good. And I appreciate the 15%, just to let you know.
Okay.
Because the cost going out, so that's something I heard. So that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I thought that might get some people's attention. So.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Astrid. That's a good question. And then I've got an owner asking, talk about the 15 to 20% discounts on all property. What was the
Yep.
rationale? That's a really good question, and perhaps and not perhaps, I know that we don't do a great job of communicating things all of the time. So the rationale behind the discounts was to the more we dig in as a company to what moves the needle on listings. If we take VRBO, for example, and the same can apply for Airbnb and other platforms. But if we take VRBO, for example, it's about moving your property up the lists and also getting reviews for the said properties. If we think of if we as humans, we don't necessarily review when we've had a reasonable experience or a good experience. We only review when it's been an exceptional experience, or more commonly when it's been a really bad experience. So we know now that it's the reviews that drive business to a property. Someone is going to be more likely to book a property if it's got a number of 5-star reviews than a property without any reviews. So our job when we re-onboard properties, when we take properties onto our platform, is to ignite some excitement. And we do that, unfortunately, that's done with price. Once that person's on board with the price, we then make a big fuss of them, ensure they have a great experience, and they are incentivized to leave a review for the property. And it takes about 3 reviews for it to start moving the needle for other potential guests. So it's almost like it's a special, it's a sale, it's something that's going to separate your property from another property, so it can then get reviews, and then someone who isn't then perhaps as price conscious, they're looking at your property as a kind of a value proposition rather than just the numbers. And it's said this person's had, this property's got 4 or 5 guests, they've all left 5-star reviews. Then by then the discount would have been taken off, and you're getting maximum value for your property. But what we're trying to do is come up with creative ways to generate business. And it's not dropping prices isn't always the way to do it. Certainly without reviews, it's one tool that we have. So the way our salespeople talk about it is it's a promotion. It's not a discount. And I'm sure you're all familiar with the kind of that concept. But what it does, it generates interest, and once that interest has been established, the prices return to non-promotional status. Does that make sense to, I think it's Wamuchi? Maybe pronouncing that correctly, but hopefully that makes sense and explains that away a little bit. Okay, we're rolling. Have we got any more questions now that the dam's been broken? Is there more? No. Okay. All right. Well, I'll wrap it up here. We're approaching the hour anyway. I do appreciate you coming on board. There've been some good questions, some good engagement. We are going to shoot this out. I'll attach a copy of this presentation also as a PDF. so people can review it. And I look forward to brighter times ahead for us all. So thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you all.